Okay, here we are again, back to online lessons. Thank you, those of you who are participating in this lesson. When we come together, we make things possible, so I'm really grateful for your support in this. And yoga is one of the methods that I've always used to support me on in difficult moments in life. And I would say that although we're kind of getting used to COVID, it still has its challenges. So I'm really glad that we can share this hour together. Okay, so we're going to begin in a seated position on your mat. If at any point in time you don't hear me or anything of the sort, feel free to unmute yourself and just let me know. Okay. And we're going to begin seated. So just root your sit bones into the earth, lengthen up through your spine, nice and tall. You can either fix your gaze somewhere and kind of just soften your eyes in Ardha Drishti, or you can just close your eyes and go inward into your inside space. And here we just pause. We pause and step out of our day, setting aside all of our problems, setting aside all of our concerns, time to just being present and being in the moment. Witnessing the breath, feeling how the breath comes in and out through your nose. And just becoming aware of the body as well. So much is carried in our physical bodies. Sometimes when we're on the move, on the go, we don't even have time to connect and to feel. So during these few moments where you're connecting to your breath, it really gives you the time to feel. Feel your shoulders, feel the muscles of your face. Feel the areas where you hold on to your emotions or where you hold on to your feelings. And just allow the breath to deepen as though you're washing everything away through these deep breaths. You're washing away the tension in your face. You're allowing the tension in your body to melt with every breath out. The length through the top of the head, the whole spine, nice and tall. We're going to reach the arms all the way up over the head. And as you exhale, draw your hands into your heart. I'm going to take another 2 breaths, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhaling into the heart. Fluid-like movement with the body. Exhaling. As we pause here for a few moments, we set an intention for the week ahead. What do you wish to give life to in this week, or what do you wish to leave behind? How do you wish to enter this week? You pronounce this intention to yourself from your heart, giving you purpose for this practice, giving you purpose for being here today. The hands dropping down onto the knees, the chin dropping into the chest, curling back into cat pose as you hug your belly into the spine. And as you inhale, lifting up through your chest, drawing your shoulders back. And your eyes or your gaze lifting up towards the sky without straining your neck. You're going to exhale again, curl back into the spine. And as you inhale, you lift through your chest, drawing your shoulders back. Eyes gazing forward and slightly up. Emptying the breath out as we hug the belly into the spine. A few more of these fluid breaths. You'll notice if your breath is fast, you'll move at a faster pace. And if your breath is slow and connected, so will your movement. Emptying out the breath. Let's take one more. Exhaling as you hug back into cat. Return to a neutral spine, releasing the neck. So we're just rolling the head from one side to the other side. And again. We roll the shoulders back. So hugging the shoulders all the way up to the ears. And then as you're exhaling, around and down. Okay, sometimes after a day's work, you'll hear all these clicking and crunching sounds in the shoulder blades. So just giving a little attention there. Rolling the shoulders forward. We release our left fingertips down, spin the right palm open. Let's come up and over. And you're going to breathe into the side of your body. So down into your rib cage, all the way down to the lower part of the spine. Just arcing the body over, relaxing as you exhale. Relaxing also your left shoulder. And we inhale and change. Breathing into the side, into your ribs, all the way to the lower part of your spine. And again, we breathe in, exhale, and we breathe in, and we exhale. Coming all the way up, releasing the legs. Here we spread through the toes, and we just roll the ankles a few times. Okay, nice and slow, really, so you're getting a sense of how your body is feeling and where you're limited, where you're more open or more flexible. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to pick up the left foot. Okay, we're going to just open up the hip a few times. So we're just bringing the leg across to open the outer hip. So you're going to feel this movement all across the outer hip. And then as you inhale, you're going to open up. So you're also feeling this in the groin. Okay, you're going to exhale, bring the leg over. And you're going to inhale and open up here. A few more times, exhaling. And inhaling there. And we can land the foot on top of the knee. And just bring the hands to the side of the body. And here, depending on how open your hip is, your right foot can either be further away from your body, or if your hip is quite open, you're going to invite that foot to draw closer to your body. Okay, let's take a breath in and lift through your heart. Okay, your eyes lifting up. And as you exhale, you curl and hug into your spine. Again, inhaling and lifting up. Exhaling and curling in. Take another breath here. And curl in as you exhale. You can do one more in the same way, or you can lift through your hips, lifting your sacrum, lifting your chest, eyes reaching up, engaging in your triceps. We're going to exhale as we drop all the way down, soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to bring the right hip open. Okay, so as you're breathing in, you're opening up, feeling that stretch in the groin. And as you're exhaling, you bring the leg over. Breathing in, opening up. Exhaling, coming over. And again. And as you exhale, you can place the foot down. Here, the hands behind the body, lifting through the heart as you inhale. And as you exhale, curl into your spine. So your belly's hugging in towards your spine. You're inhaling and lifting your chest, drawing your shoulders back. Exhaling and curling in. And again, inhaling and lifting. Exhaling and curling in. One more, or lifting through your hips. So your hips lift, you use the muscles in your buttocks and your chest to lift. Gaze it up. And as you exhale, you're going to lower the body down. Soles of the feet here to the mat. Let's inhale, draw the hands in. And as you exhale, curl again through your spine. So a lot of curling here. And the curling movement is really coming from the lower back. So you're kind of rounding your back and you're curling in as you hug back. And then as you exhale, you can come up. Okay. So you're going to curl into the spine, lift through the shins. Okay, so you're coming into boat pose. And you can either stay here and work with boat pose, or you can extend the legs as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, you can come back into boat pose. Okay, so you choose your variations, here or here. We're going to do another 2 breaths. And one more. And as we exhale, we lower all the way down. We're going to come down onto the back. So you're just going to lower all the way down onto the back. And hug the knees in towards your chest. You can rock a few times on the spine. So just rocking and just allowing your spine to be gently massaged by the mat, by the ground. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, and we're going to stretch into the hamstring. So we're going to reach the left arm up, take the hands behind the hamstring. You can hear me, just follow my voice. So the left foot is reaching up towards the sky. And as you're breathing out, you're relaxing the back of the leg, and you're hugging your upper thigh in towards your chest. Okay, we're going to take 3 breaths here. Exhaling. And then we can slowly lower down and change. So right toes reach up towards the sky, the sole of the foot reaching up, The left foot rooted into the mat. And as you're breathing out, you're relaxing the back of that right leg. And you're inviting the leg in towards your body. You breathe in and you relax. You breathe out and you stretch. Okay, let's take another breath this way. And as you exhale, you're going to place the foot down onto the mat. And we're just going to extend the legs upwards. I'm just going to try and improve this lighting. Okay, so legs up in the air. And now as your legs are up in the air, you're going to bring the hands with the palms facing down. We're just going to work the core here. So as we're inhaling, we're going to prepare to lift the body up. And as you're exhaling, we're going to kind of lift the body upwards. So you take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift the body up. Here we'll do 3 more, breathing in, lifting up, breathing in, and up. 2 more. Okay, we rock the body all the way up into seated. Okay, so we're starting our session with engaging through the spine. And then as you inhale, you draw the shoulders. And as you exhale again, hugging back in. And as you inhale, lifting up. Okay, the spine is nicely warmed up. Now also the space in your digestive system, the space in your core. We're going to move now onto all fours. Okay, with your wrists directly lined up underneath your shoulders or knees lined up under your hips. We're going to take a breath in and we're going to look forward. As you exhale, you're going to curl your toes, press your hips all the way back, lengthening through the spine. Okay, drop the head, take the gaze in between your feet, and then lift through your tailbone so you can feel that the back of your legs are engaging and there's space being created between your shoulders and your ear. And pedal through the feet, softening into the calf, staying always tuned into the breath. So whenever the mind wanders away, drawing it back to the attention of the brain. Let's inhale, bring the right leg up, put through in between the hands. As we exhale, left knee down. Just going to press back with the right hip, reach the heart forward. The shoulders are also relaxing back. The heart is reaching forward and your right hip is pressing back. So there's a sense of length in the back of the leg. We'll take another breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to come forward into a low lunge, lift through your arms. Stabilize your right upper thigh as you press down with your right foot into the mat. And as you exhale, we lower down and we press back with that right hip again. Heart reaches forward, shoulders relax backwards. And then again, pressing through that right foot. Okay, stabilizing, strengthening all of your joints, your ankles, your knees, all of the body parts we tend to strain when we move fast. So let's do one more, reaching up, lengthening. Steady in your center, exhaling as you press back with your right hip. We're coming into a twist from here. So we're going to root our left hand into the mat and the right hand lengthens all the way up. Extending all the way up with your fingers. Relax your right shoulder. We're going to take the hand open and come around in a circle. Bring the arm forward, reach the fingertips up to the sky. And again, breathing in and around. One more. We bring the hand down to the mat. Press back into downward facing dog. Spread through your fingers. Take your gaze in between your feet. Back of your neck is relaxed and you can engage the back of your legs. Okay, take a few breaths here. You can either pedal through your feet or just root down through your heels. Your breath always flowing and your attention drawing to the breath. Bring the big toes to touch on the center. Left leg rises as you inhale. Step the foot in between the hands, exhale. We drop the right knee down. We're going to press back with the left hip. Left hip presses back, heart reaches forward. Into the lunge. So we press through the left foot, and here we're stabilizing. So it's a simple pose, but we're deepening it by pressing the foot into the mat and pressing back. So it's more about the consistency of keeping your core steady as you're shifting in and out. Pressing back, the quality of your movement, okay, rather than the quantity. One more. You can really feel your upper thigh engaging here. And then you lower down, press back one more time with the left hip. And we meet in the twist. Right hand roots down, left fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Feel that length. Okay, like you're almost pulling up through your chest. The hand opens up behind you as you exhale. And as you inhale again, creating that circle. Exhale. Hand lowers down to the mat. Come into plank pose from here. Okay, send your heels back. Make sure you're not kind of sinking down in the hips. You want to pull up through your hips, but don't lift the hips up into downward dog. Find that center plane. Okay, you look forward, pressing up through that space in between your shoulders. Feel your core, your arms engaging. This is the modified version of plank pose. Still very steady. We're going to meet all the way down onto the belly. So we're going to lower down onto the belly. And as you inhale, you're going to roll your shoulders back. You're going to rise up into cobra. Exhale, lowering down. And again, rolling the shoulders back, rising up. Exhale and lower down. Okay, we're going to rise into cobra one more time. And this time we're going to press the feet all the way back until we're engaging through the upper thighs and lifting the feet on the sides of the earth. The hands reaching back with the palms facing up. Locust pose, we breathe a few breaths here. This is very good for strengthening your lower back. And if you have the space, you can swim your arms forward as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, you can swim the arms back. Okay, you're trying to press the feet towards each other as well, so they're not kind of coming apart, but they're drawing inwards. And again, inhale. Okay, one more. Hands lower down. Let's press back into child's pose. Counteracting the pose, rest your head into the mat. Just allow your muscles to relax here, muscles in your back. You curl in, and we empty the breath out. One more breath in child's pose, emptying the breath out, extending your arms forward. We're going to come back onto all fours. Okay, we're going to take a breath in, lift through the heart, draw the shoulders back, lift the tailbone. And as you exhale, you're either pressing up with the center of your shoulders towards the sky in cat pose and hugging your pelvis in, or I'm going to give you another option. Okay, so this is the first option where you're going to curl and you're going to pull up, but you're going to hug your pelvis in. Okay, so a bit stronger than the first cat pose. The second option would be to slide your knees a bit closer to the body. And as you're exhaling, you're pressing through the tops of the feet and you're lifting the knees up. Okay, so we're working the core here. So we're breathing in Either exhaling and lengthening or pressing through the tops of the feet and lifting the legs. Okay, we'll do 3 more. Breathing in, exhaling, in, and exhaling. We meet in downward facing dog. Curl your toes, take your time, shift your hips back, lengthen through the body. Sinking the heels into the mat, take your time to spread out. Think of creating that space in between your fingers. And from your fingertips to your shoulders, between your shoulders and your ears. All of your spine, the back of your legs. Take the breath all the way in and up your spine. And as you exhale, release the breath. Come onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, press to the hips back as you look forward. Okay, engage with your core before you step or walk your feet through. And as you exhale, we meet in a forward fold, Uttanasana. You can drop the head, release the shoulders. The hands can be rooting to the earth or reach for opposite elbows. And just take this few moments to hang down. You can roll up now through your spine, the head coming up last. And as you exhale, you come into mountain pose, Tadasana. Okay, you're drawing your shoulders down. And you're really attaching with your feet here into the mat. So you kind of spread through your toes and there is a kind of lock that takes place in the feet. Okay, where you're locking your feet and engaging your thighs. Let's breathe in and take the arms up. Let's exhale to the heart. Take another breath in. Exhale to the heart. One more time. We're coming all the way down as we exhale. Empty the breath out here. Inhale as you come up halfway. Step back into plank pose. Okay, so remember working with quality, breathing, feeling your muscles engaging. And then as you exhale, either dropping the knees or lowering down in Chaturanga. We're going to inhale into Cobra. Exhale, lower down. 2 more breaths. And then we move into Locust. So with the arms reaching back, we lift through the chest, we lift through the upper thighs. Here, a real sense of length rather than up. Okay, so your toes reaching back, fingertips reaching back, heart reaching forward. Send the arms forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, take the arms back. 2 more breaths. One more. And we press back into child's pose again. Surrendering down to the mat. Let your forehead release and release the tension you carry at the sides of the neck and the shoulders. You can sway the body a bit sides so you're feeling your forehead being gently massaged by your mat. And stay here for another breath. Roll up through the spine.
Coming up onto the knees. And bring the hands onto the lower back. So if you have any issues with your lower back, just keep this variation. We're going to come into a gentle back bend. So your toes are curled. You're pulling up through the top of the head and your pelvis is shifting forward. And then your heart is lifting up and so are your eyes. Okay, so if you have no issues with your neck, you can take the head back, but not too far back. Okay, so rather using the chest as a measure of where to take your gaze. Okay, if you want to come into the deeper variation, then you're going to reach for the heels and you're going to press forward with your pelvis or with your sacrum. Your eyes are reaching up. Okay, opening up your heart here, and that space at the back of your heart. One more breath. And we exhale, walk the hands forward. We're going to dive forward into an upward facing dog. So we're going to inhale all the way down. Exhale as we rise. Another breath here. And into downward dog. Big toes drawing into touch. Bring the right leg up as we inhale. Stretch. Step the foot through. Meet in warrior one. So we're rooting down through that back foot. And again, reinforcing the core muscles by pressing with the right foot into the mat. So as you're pressing your right foot into the mat, you're feeling your knee is stabilizing here, and so is your ankle. Okay, and when you feel steady in the space, make sure you're shifted onto the outer edge of your left foot. So it's kind of bringing you into a cock stretch. Okay, and from here, we're going to roll the shoulders back and release the hands down by the sides of the body. And again, we're going to breathe in. Roll the shoulders back, exhale. And again. Roll the shoulders back and exhale. The hands reach behind. Okay, you can interlace the hands, but you don't need the palms to touch. Just keep the hands interlaced. Take a nice stretch as you lift, again, your heart and your gaze without straining the neck. And the right shoulder to the inner right thigh. Folding in. Exhale, emptying the breath out. We lower the hands down into the mat. You can go through a vinyasa or just go straight into downward facing dog. I'm going to do the full variation of the vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog, knowing always that you can modify this variation. Okay, we'll take 2 breaths here. Strengthening your legs, strengthening your core. Left leg reaches up as you inhale. Let's step it through between the hands. Okay, so you find your feet here first. Your feet are what stabilize you in this pose in warrior one. Check in with your hips. We press with the left foot into the mat. You feel really steady. Shift onto the outer edge of your right foot and take this into a calf stretch. You're going to roll the shoulders back as you inhale, and as you exhale, just let the hands release down by your side. Again, breathing in. Exhaling. And exhaling. Hands interlaced behind the body. Okay, lifting the chest and lifting your gaze. And the left shoulder hugging in to the inner thigh. There's this fine line here between overextending yourself and working safely. Just be aware. Hands root down, again, either through a vinyasa or you can go straight into downward dog. I'm going to do the modified version. Come onto the tiptoes. Let's bend the knees, look forward. We meet at the top of the mat, folding into Uttanasana. Remember to hug your belly in as you allow your spine to lengthen down. You can even reach for opposite elbows. Okay, always reminding ourselves this practice, letting go, not always pushing. Rolling up through the spine. Back into Tadasana. In Tadasana, you become the mountain. You're not just standing here idly, you're standing here with all of your strength and with all of your body awareness. Okay, with your feet, with your chest open, the tips of your shoulders connected. And to bend into the knees, come into chair pose. So the feet are slightly apart and you're kind of dropping your sit bones, but you can see your toes. Take the arms back as we inhale, and as we exhale, we reach the arms up. Again, inhaling back, exhaling. One more time. Exhaling. We're going to reach all the way up, and we're going to balance on the left foot. So we're going to pick up the right foot, and we can take the arms back. And then as we exhale, we can lower down. And then we're going to change. So we pick up the left, take the arms back. So feel the power here of really pressing with your supporting leg into the ground, particularly the big toe. And you can also use the arms here. So as you take the arms back and your triceps are engaged, you might feel more steady, more stable. We meet here with the right leg up. And we're going to take that leg and step it back into a high lunge. So we're going to breathe here as we lift through the spine. And then as we exhale, rooting towards the earth, also releasing our shoulders. Okay, if this is too much, just drop your right knee down. Okay, we're going to breathe here. We're going to take the arms back. We're going to bring the arms up and all the way around. Okay. So continue working the upper body. Okay, and again, breathe in. Exhale. And again. Exhale. We reach the arms all the way up. We're going to step that back leg forward. Take a moment back in mountain pose. Feel your strength through every part of your body. And then we're going to pick up our left foot and meet here. Okay, we're going to take that leg and step it back. Lengthen. And root down. Okay, take the arms back, inhale. Arms all the way around and back as you exhale. Good, one more time. Exhaling. Sorry, two more. We're going to step the back leg forward.
And as you exhale, bend into your knees, allow your belly to rest on your upper thighs and bow your head down. Take a moment here, resting, hands tapping into the earth, just feeling the support that the earth offers us. And then we lengthen through the spine. So we're going to press the hips back, lengthen through the spine, fold into Uttanasana. Rise all the way up, inhaling. Exhale, draw down into the chest. Take 3 breaths here. Emptying out the breath. We prepare to step out with the leg. So stepping out with any leg and coming into a wide-legged position. Okay, let's send the hips back, reach the heart forward. Okay, so we're gaining the sense of length in the spine also, besides the back of the legs. And as you exhale, keep sending the hips back, bow the head down to the earth. The hands can come onto the feet or onto the ankles, also onto the ground. Wherever you feel more steady, more stable. You can take another breath here as we lengthen. So hips pressing back, heart reaching forward. Exhaling and lowering down. Every time we come into this pose or any pose really that brings the head down, we're shifting out into the parasympathetic. So this is a part of the nervous system where we slow everything down. Seeing the world upside down. Rest in here for another easy breath. And with the hands pressing into the earth, we're going to come all the way up. Arms can rise all the way up. We can open up the arms to the sides. Pivot with the left toes forward. So the right foot remains as it is, the left toes press in forward. Good. We're going to inhale, send the right hip back, and as you exhale, come into Trikonasana. So Trikonasana doesn't always look one way. It can look different to different people. The important thing is that your spine is straight and you're kind of rotating with your chest up towards the sky. There's no strain in the neck. You can look down or you can look up if it doesn't strain the neck. And your legs are steady and strong. We're going to take a breath in, come into reverse warrior. So we're going to bend into the front knee, lengthen through. And we're going to exhale back into Trikonasana. So both legs straight, right hip going out, exhale. Inhale as we come all the way up. We're going to pivot the other foot. Okay, so the right foot pivots. Watch out for this. Okay, so you want to start always from a steady place. And then your left hip presses out. And as you exhale, you come into your pose. Okay, wherever the hand lands, let this be natural. Okay, you don't want to reach for the ground and be kind of caved inward. You want to keep your spine nice and steady and your chest rotating upwards, your left shoulder open. We meet in reverse warrior. So we're going to bend that right knee and we're going to inhale as we lift through the right arm.
back to Trikonasana. Inhaling, coming back up to the center. Pivot the toes forward. I'm going to take another stretch forward. And this time, you can take the hands behind. You can go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, these offerings are just offerings. If you feel better in the first version, then you stay in that version. Empty the breath out. You're going to come through one more vinyasa or straight into downward dog. Okay, so choose your own version of your vinyasa. Downward dog. We breathe here. Okay, 5 breaths. Dropping your knees and resting in child's pose. Okay. Only you know what kind of day you've had. Only you know how your body feels today. So just go with it and trust whatever the body is telling you. I'm just gonna sway my hips a little bit side to side. I'm gonna lower down now into a wide-legged child's pose with the knees as wide as the mat. I'm gonna shift my weight back, drop the forehead to the mat. And placing my hands onto the back of the neck, just nourishing the space. We all carry our tensions in different parts of the body. For some of us, it's the head. So we're nourishing the head as it presses against the mat. For some of us, it's the neck. So sending our love and energy there. For some, it's our back. For some, it's our mind. So wherever that space is that you need to send your attention, send it there. We roll up through the spine. Head coming up last. Okay, we can extend the legs forward. Okay, we come into a forward fold. So pressing lightly through the heels, lengthening the arms all the way up, root down through your sit bones. As you exhale, press with your hips back, your spine extending, coming into your forward fold. Come into that place where it doesn't hurt, a place where you're there, you're stretched, but you can breathe. And take a moment to extend so you can pull up through the top of your head. And again, lengthen your spine, press with your hips back. And as you exhale, you can fold in a little bit deeper. Resting your hands wherever it's comfortable. We inhale as you roll all the way up. And back into a seated position. Okay, the right knee bending. Okay, like a preparation for boat pose, really. So you're engaging in your core and you're pulling up through the top of your head rather than kind of curling into the spine. With your left fingertips reaching for your right toes, with your hand onto your heart, just going to turn and look over the right shoulder. Now, if you have issues with your lower back, stay here. Okay, if you have no issues with your lower back, you can initiate the twist and you can really open up with your arm. Okay, and then the knee can either remain bent, or if you have that space, you can extend the leg. Okay. We're going to lower the foot down beside the upper thigh. Okay, we're going to take a breath in, reach the right arm all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to look over the left shoulder. This is safe for lower back problems as long as it doesn't cause any pain. Okay, and here as you're twisting, we're relaxing the waist. Every time we twist, we're kind of eliminating something from our past. Okay, this works physically on our kidneys that flush whatever we don't need in our system out of our body. We return back to center, extend. We're going to bend the left knee. Okay, always remembering to pull up through the top of the head. If this is a struggle for you, you can also take your hands underneath your knee and pull up through the top of your head. Okay, so this in itself is already a kind of core exercise. Okay, if you want to go deeper, left hand to the heart, right hand to the toes, and we initiate that twist where we're looking over the left shoulder and optionally opening up. Okay, you can extend the leg if you have that space. Trying to keep that central line as we pull up through the top of your head. We're going to place that left foot down beside the right thigh. Left fingertips reach up, and we turn to look over the right shoulders. So this is a gentle twist. Okay, we relax the muscles of the waist, letting go, looking over the shoulder, leaving the past in the past. We're drawing back into the space of presence. Take the gaze forward, release the legs here. Okay, if you feel like you need to release a little bit in the lower back, you can bend your knees, you can soften in, drop your head down. Okay, you can free your neck a little bit. And we're going to stretch also the space in between the shoulders. So the right hand is coming underneath the right calf and onto the left shin. And then the left hand is coming underneath the left calf and onto the right shin. And with the feet rooted to the ground, we're just going to press back with our center of the shoulders. So in a way, you're kind of hugging all the way back. And you're feeling that space in between your shoulder blades, extending, stretching, breathing out all of your tension. And then releasing. Okay. You can turn to use the full length of your mat. You can open up here. Okay, this is our final stretch before we come into Shavasana. So again, find that point where you're stretched but you're not in pain. Can you pull up through the top of your head? Okay, working consistently with the breath. Breathing in. When you're ready, the hips can shift back. And you can take a stretch forward. Hands either reaching for the toes or reaching for the earth. You can bow the head down just so there's no tension being carried in the back of the body. Observing the body when you feel gripping in the face. Observe if you're pushing too far. When you feel there's no stretch, take a moment to inhale and lengthen. Go a little bit deeper. So always finding that option where you're giving in, you're resting in, that option that fits you. Rest in here for a moment, so finding that pose there where we can kind of just relax, where we're not too stretched, holding back a little bit. This is something that a lot of us bring also into our lives. We outstretch ourselves and then we cannot hold that or maintain that position any longer. So learning to kind of keep back a little bit. We know we can go further, but we choose to stay in that space where we can breathe with ease. Okay, let's stretch into the side of the body again. Okay, stretching into one side. Stretching into the other side. And again, we're going to come back to lying down on the back. Okay, before we come into Shavasana, let's take a few moments to stretch the lower back. So if you're coming onto the back, you can hug your right knee in towards your chest. Extend the left leg down. You can just take hold of that right knee with your left hand as you extend your right arm open. You're going to drop that right knee down to the left side. Exhale. Feel the stretch here, drawing into your lower back. And just allow your head to shift to the right side. In your own time, you're going to change. You can hug both of the knees into the chest. And release the anchors. And we take a few moments here resting in Shavasana. Just allow your feet to flop outwards. You can take your blanket or your sweater or whatever gives you comfort. Allow your arms to rest by the sides of your body with the palms facing up. If you're planning on leaving the session early, do take some time to just process all of the openings you've created in your body before you do. In Shavasana, we really release and let go of all control. Control in the body, so letting everything become soft and release to gravity. All control in your mind. Accepting that we are not always. Let go of all of our lists, of all of our accomplishments, pulls or draws us away from our own attention. We take this time to draw into that attention, to really feel and really connect. When you've gathered whatever it is you're feeling or whatever it is you're holding, just let go and release. Letting go also of your breath. So there's no control here in the breath. You're just witnessing it as it comes and goes. Soften your eyes. Soften the space behind the eyes. Soften the space behind the cheeks and behind the jaw. In your throat, in your shoulders, all the way down to your fingertips. All the way down the body, to your feet and to your toes. Let the ground be your support as you release the back of your body. Letting that space in between the eyebrows become soft and light. Let your lips part, your teeth unclench, and allow absolute softness into the space of your mouth and your throat. You rest into that space. Into that present moment where everything is fine. A present moment where everything is calm. Where you are the captain of your mind. Choosing to leave your thoughts in the background. Deepening into the breath. Now allowing your breath to go deeper. Consciously deepening the inhale and the exhale. We're going to use the breath also to release. So as you're breathing into your nose, open your mouth wide, push out the breath. Two more of these breaths. And one more time. Push out the breath, empty out. Invite the knees to hug back into your chest. Just creating that circular movement with the knees. Bringing life back into the body. We're going to roll over onto the side, just curling up here. With your hands pressing into the earth and lifting your body up. Reaching back into your seats, hands rooting down onto your knees. Once again, lengthening up through the top of your head. And spin the palms open. Invite the breath in as you reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, draw the hands down back into the space of your heart. Tuning back into that intention that you set at the beginning of this practice. So
letting that intention lead you into the week ahead with all of its challenges, always remembering to tune in back into that space where you can just be present, even if it's just for a few moments. The present moment always gives us strength, always allows us to tap into our inner power and our inner strength so that we can come out and share that just with our vibration. Wish you a great week ahead. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the session and for making these sessions possible. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti.